go here. Monday on the Jerry Doyle Show. JD here. Good to have you on board. Hope you had a great weekend. We did. Brad, back with us after his 3-day dual birthday celebration. He and his wife, how'd that go? Everything, everything. A festival, a birthday festival.
Birthday festival.
Outstanding. You don't have to share all the details with us. We'll get that from the report on the Secret Service agents down in Colombia. Marcelo working the dials. Brad producing the program. Emails at the website, jerrydoyle.com. And the poll question that's up there for you today with regard to the Secret Service. They put 11 agents on administrative leave amid allegations they brought prostitutes back to their hotel rooms while preparing for Pres Obama's visit to Colombia. What do you say to it? Nobody says investigate the Secret Servicers also. 12% say fire them all immediately. 41% say investigate and deal with accordingly. And 47% say prostitution is legal there. No big deal. Your answer there at the website or here at 800-876-4123 on the program where intellectual anarchy is encouraged and nurtured for now. We're going to talk about this prostitution scandal at the bottom of the hour with Tim Cavanaugh, the managing editor, columnist at Reason Magazine, and he reasons that no big deal. What's the problem? As a matter of fact, he goes even further and says Secret Service agents should be allowed to rent hookers. It's a great column. It really is.
Rent versus lease.
I like his logic on this one. I like the way he goes about looking at it. But if it's going to be a story that has some political ramifications, you can pretty much guess where the story about Secret Service agents who are working in the Obama administration, you can see where these stories are going to go. You see, this is really an indication of the kind of laissez-faire attitude this president has. And you see, it's really reflective of the fact that these agents, they don't respect this president. No, they'd rather be hiring prostitutes than protecting this president. And, you know, this is really a travesty because these are otherwise good people. If this was a Republican, this would have never happened to a Republican president because Republicans are all about family values and morals and God and country and flag pins that you wear on your lapel, and really it's an indication of which way the election's going. Or how about they're just horny? How about that? I mean, you could go with that. You could go with the prostitution is legal in Colombia. Or not. Or you can go in the direction that Howard Kurtz calls, which is the perpetual outrage industry, which is really where we're at. The perpetual outrage industry. The money's in the medicine, folks. It's not in the cure. And as long as you can keep the medicine flowing, you can keep the cash flowing too. Why would you want to cure the common cold when you can make billions and billions of dollars treating the cold? Now, I'm not exactly sure we need to cure the common cold because I think the body does need to build up certain immunities to pathogens that work their way into the system, and this is God's nature's way of helping us to build up our immunity system. And we could probably say that there's something to that with regard to curing the common cold. But the cures for and the fixes that are necessary in society today, well, they don't benefit the media. They don't benefit people who want to perpetuate outrage over anything and everything that comes between those anythings. I can't believe. Could it possible? The outrage of the day. The outrage that goes on for days and days and days and days until the next outrage pops up, or as we call it on the program, the grapefruit mentality. If you take a grapefruit and you put a camera on it, interview the grapefruit, within a reasonable period of time, you'll be able to take the grapefruit around the country, and people come out of their homes and their businesses, and they'll go to a place where the grapefruit is, and they'll say, wow, that's the grapefruit I saw on TV. This is yet another great grapefruit story. Whether it's overboard grooms or missing blondes in Aruba or a grilled cheese sandwich that looks like Mother Teresa, this yet another perpetual outrage story in a perpetual outrage industry. Some people, with regard to this scandal involving the Secret Service, have even said that this could go to the point where they could be blackmailed and the president's safety could be put at risk. Blackmailed prostitutes? Really? They're going to Here's the problem I have with the whole story. They're Secret Service agents. They should never have to pay for sex. They're Secret Service agents. They're the guys who talk into their cuffs and they have the little thing in their ears. These are the guys that can run a 4-minute mile in 2 minutes. These are the guys that would take a bullet for the president. There's some studly status that these guys have. They're like an astronaut. If you're an astronaut, you don't have to pay for sex because you're an astronaut. If you're a Secret Service agent, you don't have to pay for sex, guys. Why? Because you're a Secret Service agent. What do you do? I'm a talk show host. Okay. What do you do? I'm a Secret Service agent. Nice talking to you, talk show host. I'm going to be over here talking to the Secret Service agent. I mean, that's the way it goes, right? What do you do? I work at a factory, and I make household cleaning products. Really? What do you do? I'm an astronaut. Really? Well, good luck with your cleaning products there, Mr. Household Cleaning Product Salesman. I'm going to be talking to the astronaut. I have been around greatness. I have seen these guys. I know what they do. There's a certain look to them. There's a certain vibe to them. And everyone's all ticked off at the Secret Service agents who were getting serviced by the Secret Servicers. And I'm like going, really? Did anybody see the story about Vice President Joe Biden? Vice President Joe Biden, who's protected by the Secret Service? Did you see what old Joe's up to these days? Joe Biden has 24 hours Secret Service protection. Joe Biden knows that these guys are there. By the way, are there female Secret Service agents?
Yeah.
I haven't. Have you ever seen any?
Has to be.
You think?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, was on Her Majesty's Secret Service? What was the one with Clint Eastwood? What was the movie with what was that gal's name? Who's in the Line of Fire? Right. But I don't think I've ever seen a female Secret Service. Maybe that's how secret they are. Double Secret Service agents. You never even see them. But you would have to think in this tolerant, open, inclusive administration, there'd be a lot more female Secret Service agents, right? They're visible because we're all about, equality and all that kind of stuff. But Joe Biden is charging the Secret Service money. And Vice President Joe Biden last year earned $20,900 in rental income from the Secret Service, which is paying him to host agents on his property so they can take a bullet for him. You want to talk about prostitution? I don't have a problem with the Secret Service agents taking availability of legal prostitution in Colombia. But Joe Biden, think of what kind of a schmuck this guy is. What kind of a zero loser degenerate Joe Biden is. See all you guys out here? Yeah, Secret Service guys, I want to thank you for protecting me and my wife, my family, 24/7, 365, no matter where I go in the world. I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to have ADT. I don't have to have a three-legged pit bull that I don't feed on a regular basis. I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to worry about locking the doors at night. I don't have to worry about checking my car with a remote starter. I don't have to worry about anything because you guys who don't make millions of dollars a year, if a gun goes off, you're going to jump in front of me to protect me. You're going to take the bullet for me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And for the privilege of doing that, I'm going to charge $21,000 a year in rental income to the Secret Service agent so you could be on my property in some Quonset hut that I'm describing as some luxury villa that you guys are using while you're making sure that my life is secure. So everyone's outraged over the Secret Service paying $47 for some prostitute down in Colombia. And it always goes to, well, the president's life was in jeopardy. No, there's a difference between an intelligence gathering agency and a law enforcement agency. These guys are the advance team. Now, is it a good idea to do? No. Is it a stupid move? Yes. Is it something that doesn't make the president look good? So from the standpoint of, there's a time and a place for everything, this wasn't the time or the place. This wasn't the right thing to do. But you got to know that the right politically in this country is running with this, and for all the wrong reasons. For all the wrong reasons. The left should look at it from the standpoint of Joe Biden prostituting himself to the Secret Service for $21,000 a year. You want to talk about hubris. You want to talk about somebody that doesn't get it. This is, to me, an unbelievable screwing of the taxpayer by the vice president because he wants to charge them to protect him and his family. Is there no absolute decency left anymore? Now, of course, when something like this happens, what are we going to see? We're going to see Congress come to the forefront because Congress is going to get to the bottom of this. Congress is going to have hearings. Congress is going to drag people in front of the committee. It's the same nonsense with the GSA. The GSA, $823,000. You want to talk about perpetual outrage? $823,000. That money disappears out of the pockets of government without anybody ever knowing. But because it's an election year, because we've got an election coming up in November, then the misspending of the GSA at the M Resort in Las Vegas to the tune of $823,000. You would think that this was a story where they spent $823 billion, and they've been doing it for month after month, year after year. This is a one-off, folks, in Las Vegas. It was a one-off in Palm Springs. Is there a pattern? Yes. But Congress is going to have 3 hearings on this. Congress now back after their 2-week recess. And Congress is going to have 3 hearings because they want to find out what's going on. On Wednesday at 7 in the morning, they're going to have the oversight hearing on the General Services Administration. Senate Environment and Public Works Committee will be holding that hearing. And in an effort to get to the bottom of this, on Tuesday, there's going to be a hearing that's titled GSA's Squandering of Taxpayer Dollars, a Pattern of Mismanagement, Excess, and Waste. What's the point of having the hearing? You've already decided what the outcome is going to be because the Republicans head that committee, and Republicans are in control of Congress. This is purely political. And this morning, they had a hearing, a congressional hearing, addressing GSA's culture of wasteful spending that the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee watched it on C-SPAN 3, and they streamed it live on oversight.house.gov/hearing/how can we spin this to the Republicans' best political advantage.
The Jerry Doyle Show.
See the titles to this? Squandering of taxpayer dollars, a pattern of mismanagement, excess, and waste. Now, it's funny to a certain degree that Biden is prostituting himself to the Secret Service while the Secret Service is paying prostitutes. But now you've got the biggest prostitutes in the world, Congress, investigating people for misspending money while we sit here with a $16 trillion debt and $100 trillion in unfunded liabilities and generational bankruptcy right around the corner. Does anyone else see the irony here? 800-876-4123 is the number. Tim Cavanaugh at the bottom of the hour. I'm Jerry Doyle. Stick with me.
This is the Jerry Doyle Show.